Hello folks, welcome to the second video about SLOODLE and the SLOODLE tracker, in which I'll go through the process of installing and configuring both pieces of software. As said in the first video, my purpose is not to provide a deep knowledge about SLOODLE and all its tools, since there is already available in the SLOODLE website very good material about this, okay? At the time this video is made, the latest stable version of SLOODLE is 1.1, which doesn't include the SLOODLE tracker as a core functionality. You can download this version from the SLOODLE website, where you can find also a link to download the SLOODLE tracker and documentation that will guide you through the process of installing the tracker into SLOODLE 1.1, although this is a quite tedious process right now. But SLOODLE 1.2, which is already available as a beta version, already includes the SLOODLE tracker, okay? So all you have to do is install SLOODLE normally and you will have all the SLOODLE tools plus the tracker functionality. Once it is released, you will find SLOODLE 1.2 under downloads, but at the moment you can find it in the SLOODLE forums, in discussions, where there is this announcement about SLOODLE 1.2 with links to get both the Moodle modules and the in-world tools, right? Once you have the software, you have to install the server-side modules into Moodle using an FTP client like FileZilla, which I have here, okay? The SLOODLE folder is the primary part of the package, and it has to go directly into the mod folder in Moodle with all the other Moodle modules. So I just drag the whole folder here. The other components are optional and they will extend the SLOODLE functionality, but you don't need to install them to get SLOODLE working. Once the files have been successfully transferred, we can visit the Moodle site and click on notifications to be sure that all the changes have been made in the database, right? So next step now is the configuration of the module. There are 4 parameters that you can set here. You can allow SLOODLE to automatically create Moodle accounts for the avatars in Second Life and also to enroll them in the course. And you can set as well the lifetime for 2 different types of objects. Now that the module is ready to be used, we need to go to the course and create a SLOODLE controller, which is necessary to manage the communication between activities in Moodle and tools in Second Life. So we click on Turn Editing On, and we find the controller here in the activity menu. And all we have to do now is give it a name, right? I'll call it my controller. It's here. And now I can save it. And the course is now ready to communicate with Second Life. So we have to go in World and create the different SLOODLE tools. When you get the SLOODLE set, it directly goes into your inventory, so we have to find the objects folder, and inside the folder the SLOODLE set, which we can reset. Okay, I click now once on the SLOODLE set to start the configuration process, and I get a first message asking me for the Moodle URL. Okay, I can go to my Moodle site, copy the URL from there, and now paste it into the chat bar in Second Life. Right? I have to select now go to page, and the configuration page in Moodle pops up automatically. We have to choose now the course in which we are gonna use SLOODLE by selecting the controller in it. We see that the object has been authorized, so we can go back to Second Life. Right? I open my course first. Click on the object one more time and download the configuration. Alright, so the SLOODLE set is now ready to provide you with the different SLOODLE tools. The process of configuring a SLOODLE object is very similar to what I've just done. The first step is the creation of the object itself using the SLOODLE set. And to do so, we click on it, we choose Raise an Object, and we get now a long list of tools that can be created just by clicking on the corresponding button. I'm going to create a region role booth which allows me to link my avatar in Second Life to my Moodle account. So I click on the number 10 and the object is automatically created, and I have also full permissions to move or modify it. So I'm gonna put it here close to me, right? Once you have the tool, just touch it once and select go to page. Okay, the object has been authorized, so we just go through all these pages and then go back to the virtual world, because again it's necessary to touch the object one last time to download the configuration. That's right. So I can create now a quiz chair for my quiz in Moodle. I select the object from the list again. The quiz chair is number 14, so I click on number 14, and again the object is automatically created. I'm gonna move it again to put it here, right? And I have to click on the object to start the configuration, right? So I choose again go to page, and the object is automatically authorized. But for those objects directly related to a certain Moodle activity, such as quiz, you will have to select also that specific activity from the list, right? You will also find different parameters that you can set from here. Of course, in these cases, the activity has to exist in Moodle before the object can be created in Second Life, right? So if we go back one last time to the virtual world, touch the object and download the configuration, the object is ready to be used. But before we can use any tool, Moodle needs to know my avatar. So to register it in Moodle, I can use the booth I have created here, and all I have to do is touch this panel and one more time select go to page, right? The avatar is automatically linked to that Moodle account you are logged in with in that very moment. So now I am ready to take part on the quiz from Second Life. As I told you before, if you want to have the tracker functionality with older versions of SLOODLE, you need to download it separately and install it by hand following the documentation, which is not really straightforward, right? But the latest version, 1.2 beta, the one I'm using, already includes the tracker between its functionalities. So all I need to do to track from Moodle the progress made by my students on a Second Life activity is first create the tracker activity within the Moodle course, and second, get the tracker tools from the SLOODLE set, right? So from Moodle, if I click on turn editing on, I find the tracker activity between the SLOODLE activities, right? I just have to name it. Let's call it my tracker, and I can save it. This activity is still empty, right? Because I need to create the tracker objects in Second Life first. So to do that, I just use the SLOODLE set again to obtain both the scanner and the button, right? Which are number 15 and 16, okay? The configuration process is again the same, right? So I'm going to first put both tools one beside each other. So I click on 16 now, and I'm going to configure both objects as I did before. So I click on the first object, select go to page. The object is automatically configured, right? This is the only tracker activity I have in my course, so that's okay. I need to go back to Second Life and touch the object one more time and download the configuration. Okay, the scanner is ready, and I do the same for the button. So the object is authorized and linked to my tracker activity. And by clicking one last time, I download the configuration, and the objects are now ready to use. So once I have the tools configured, I can go to the Moodle activity to see how it looks like, right? There is a table for each student in the course, and each tracker tool is a task on the Second Life activity I want to track, having for each task its name, description, level of completion, and the moment it was completed. Obviously, I got default values for name and description of the tasks, but this is something that I can easily set from Second Life. Okay, I just need to right click on the object and select edit, and under content I open this script here, mod tracker, and the first two parameters I found are task name and description. Okay, so if I type here task 1, okay, as a description, let's go to Second Life. I can save the script now, and this is important. I need to touch the object once to automatically download the new configuration. Okay, I do the same now for the second task, the button. So I will set as the name task 2, as a description, find this object and touch it. Okay, I can save the script now, and again, important, I have to touch the object one last time to download this new configuration. Right, so if I refresh now the tracker activity, I see those changes reflected in the tables, and we can see also that the scanner has already detected my presence and sent the information to Moodle. Okay, so now my tracker activity is ready to be performed from Second Life, and I will be able to follow from Moodle the progress made by my students. If I now go to the virtual world and press the button, this action is recorded by Moodle, where the task is set as completed. We have seen how easily we can track from Moodle any activity made in Second Life. Since I have full permissions on the objects, I can modify and use them as part of a more complex activity. I can add other scripts to these objects to give them other in-world functionality as part of that activity without affecting its tracker functionality. And also, I can modify the tracker scripts to track more complex interactions. We'll see examples of all these possibilities in the next videos. Bye!